So I'm with Chris from Hiveshare, Chris Campbell. That sounds remarkably like the previous video I did when I was, he was here 4 years ago. But anyway, not that we're repeating that. We are on our way to an apiary where we're going to be doing some beekeeping and hopefully taking off the double brood boxes that I put on top to get the frames drawn out. So the whole idea of that was to utilize the flow to get some honey in the frames, but take the pressure off that colony that was honestly so strong and bringing so much nectar, and I didn't really want to get it so full that it was just blocks of honey, because I know they'll have enough. And also we get loads of frames drawn for next year, so we're going to hopefully take some of them off. And Chris is going to get stung because he hasn't been stung yet, so he's got to have a real baptism when he comes here.
No problem.
So Chris, would you like to tell everybody how marvellous it's been working with me ever since you've been here?
Well, yes I would. It's been great. It's been the best experience of my life. In fact, I'm going to write a book about it, and you all can get it on Richard's website. It'll be $39.95, and the proceeds will go to beesandbrittany.com. But wait, because I'll need a proofreader, and we need to sort that out yet. But Richard I'm under contract with Richard, and you know how it is. That's how it works.
Well, that's great, thank you. So yeah, nice for the little introduction there, thank you very much. Yeah, if you want to log on to www.mielleriedecourcelles.fr, you'll be able to see my new website, by the way. That's up and running.
Good luck spelling that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. T-H-A-T. But no, seriously, all jokes aside, we're going to hopefully get some frames off and also do some beekeeping. We haven't done yet, but we've got this little window in the weather today. Tomorrow looks crappier again, so and I also, because we had such a bad storm last Thursday, I don't even know if I can get to some of these apiaries. I've got the chainsaw with me, so we'll have to see where we can get. I mean, it's just
so you know, I don't have that lousy of a hand, and I'm not that shaky. We're going through roundabouts and speed bumps. It's just the way it is. So yeah, it's a bit wobbly. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Anyway, watch this space. We'll be back in a minute with some nice bees that Chris is going to get stung with. Catch you in a minute.
See ya.
So we are at the apiary on the slight hill, and I haven't been here yet since the storm last week, but we can get in. The ground is hard enough to get in, and I'm finding this, all the roofs are blown off, but the feeders are still on, and we're finding a shitload of Asian hornets that have found these honeycombs, and they're trying to get some sugar out of them. But I haven't had hardly any Asian hornets here at all. These are obviously all queens that are about to hibernate, so I should really come back with a trap. But there's the roofs in the fields next door. You can see the wind was so bad here. But if this is all I have to deal with, look at that. Then I can kind of cope with that. They're full of bees underneath, so we're going to get on with them, with the taking off these top boxes and taking the frames back and leaving them with a single brood. So this is some of the colonies that have been left to build up these frames. So I put them 10 over 10 instead of just a 10 on top, if that sounds right. So they didn't have any supers, they just had an extra brood body. So these got some serious amount of honey in. Most of this is, there's some liquid, but it's mostly crystallized now. It's ivy and, ivy and Phacelia, you saw the strength of the flow when it was on. So these frames are going to be stored over the winter. But but not all of them are like this, only the really strong ones, but it looks like we've got a lot of work to do here to get this off quickly, and I need this box afterwards for the next one. Bloody blah. But massive slabs of honey that will make feed for next year, and with the cost of feed as it is, it'll be well worth it. Come on bees, they're huge colonies. We've got the Asian hornets out of the way. You can see the colony next door hasn't even gone up and drawn up frames. So we'll have to question that colony and have a look at it. But even this one, it didn't store much honey on that side, but it's completely drawn up that side. To me, that was still worth putting those frames in. So it is what it is. I actually do have an excluder on this one, and I'll be interested to see what the others are like without an excluder, so we can compare them. We can go compare. La la la. Good to be doing bees even in November.
Just gonna go take a look at your little friends over here.
Yeah, okay. Well, I just want to add they're not my friends, okay? So we're going to take this box off, the top off now, which is good, and we're going to have a look inside to see what the brood is doing in here. These bees are not happy in the slightest, but I can't say that I blame them. But it is what it is. They worked really hard for me, and I'm grateful for that. Let's have a wee look under here. They're not that bad actually. They're not interested in stinging us. They're just not very happy generally. So there'll be a queen under here for sure. At least I had an excluder on this one. See what they do. Let's have a little look, see if there's any brood. Have a little dig down into this brood nest. We're actually going to take off our treatments as well. Certainly plenty of bees in the colony. Come on guys. I don't like yanking out the treatment like that. You never know what's around it. Let's see what the weight's like after taking that off, just as a matter of interest. Oh, it's really good. Plenty of weight there. Okay, that's coming out. I think we can say that the treatment worked well. Looks well. That's obviously a stupid thing to say, but it's something to observe that there's a good load of bees in here, still with some brood. So, still with a little bit of lobby. That's right at the centre of the nest though. But anyway. That's not got any eggs in it. I think she's slowing her, there's a little bit there, but she's obviously slowing her laying down now anyway. Less brood there, that's good. I just wanted to see what the flavour was on one of the strongest colonies, and it looks like that is it for the year, as we would obviously expect. So let's close this up, just get the roof on, seal it down, clean the middle bit a little bit, I don't want to really knock the edge of this because I like keeping that propolis seal, even though it was for the box above. Some of that will help seal the box down for the winter. Just take some of these large bits off the middle so I can get my cover on. And this colony is done, and we've harvested 10 frames. Oh, there's a dead hornet there I've just squashed. We've harvested 10 frames of frames. So what am I going to do? Am I going to take my feeders off, or am I going to leave them on? I think I'm going to leave them on because this is such a big colony. If I check it in a few weeks and it's light, I can put fondant in the top. Let's find a roof with the bits in it. We have literally had a nightmare with this wind, and everything has... Oh, I better get these out of the way. Horrible Asian hornets. Look at them, just terrible things. What it is, at the end of the season, these Asian hornets are really looking for somewhere to hibernate. They're queens that have come out of nest, and they collect where they can find some easy food to pilfer. So I'm not particularly worried. As we say, it is what it is. So this box, for example, they haven't drawn any comb, but if you look inside here, there's absolutely tons of bees everywhere. Well, they started, look. So you can see there, look, they started to pull it. They put a little bit of honey in there, but not much. So I'm just going to give these a smoke first before I piss them off even more. And then we can take the treatment off again. Unfortunately, I've got to take each frame out. This is a bit tedious, but you know what? That was probably still worth sticking this frame in, because you imagine if you put this frame into a colony and it's all been glued up around the edges like it is, the bees are going to accept that quicker next time than they would have done. Even the top's been propolized a bit. So we'll take these out. This one obviously is pretty much drawn up. Even liquid honey there. My goodness me, look at this. If you want to go into the, have a look inside here, you can see what the mess I've got to clear up with. We're going to have some fresh honey to eat tonight. Try and avoid letting the, this is what unfortunately happens sometimes. So I'm going to have to just dump this because I want it cleaned. So that by the time I get back and store it in the workshop, it isn't going to drip everywhere, which it probably will. They did draw a little bit this way. Even the weaker colony, they did draw this up. Look at this. That's delicious honey I should be eating. But they're still drawn frames, and that is a rarity. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to upturn a feeder on top of this one, because it's too good a thing to miss out on. So I'm going to put a feeder on this upturned, and that means they have all that honey in the top for the winter. Let's take some of these frames out of the way. Okay, so if you look in here, you will see when I just take this out, they're built underneath the frames, because I put a brood box on and they haven't gone up. They've only built underneath the frames and up a little bit. So that was my mistake again. I'm just going to invert the feeder on top, and they can have all that honey to themselves. I'm not even going to find my Amatraz treatment, which is under there somewhere, because it would be too much grief for the colony. But look at that, they built that. I've taken the pressure off when I needed to. Let's get this on, the feeder on, upside down. There we go, fits in perfectly. That colony will now be fine through the winter. Just do what you can. We've actually been lucky. I had no hives actually blown over here, so I'm reasonably happy with that. Everyone is something else to sort out. Oh, that's two insulation. I don't want that. Let's take that one out. Okay. That is on done. Good. On to the next one. So how's it going, Chris?
Going great. Lots of honey. Bees are happy.
They're reasonably happy, aren't they?
Getting the amatraz out, and look at that.
All drawn comb, that's the most important thing as far as I'm concerned.
Lots of honey.
Yeah, it'll be food for next year. And we can flick the bees off, they'll go down. There's a lovely strong colony there, look at that. They've had the space they needed without being over full, yet the bottom is completely packed anyway. We've got frames drawn. What's the expression we use? Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle.
Fanny's your aunt. We have achieved the objective and the bees are all looking good, so I'm quietly relieved. A lot of work to do still. Let's see if we can get around this apiary before dark. Nice.
Empty frame, but lots of bees.
No, but look, it's not. It might be empty, but that side's drawn. And look at the top. This is what I like. All this along here is all connected. And that's less work the bees will have to do next time.
Yeah.
Because they'll jump on that end of spring and whatever they need to do with it.
Same.
Yeah, one side there's it. Yeah, that's all joined up. And see, it makes the frame stronger as well. A lot of bees. Box the bees. Okay, so we're videoing now just to give you an update. We've done all of these. Going really well. Chris has just had his first sting. Look at this. Most frames are all drawn up. If they're not, there's good comb built in all of them. But I'm having also a bit of fun with these hornets. They're absolutely slow as hell. They're tired, they're cold, they're looking to hibernate. And they're up for being squashed, and they have the hive tool test. And guess what? They fail every time. Lol. Weird. This is what we're seeing, tons and tons of frames of honey with beautiful colonies underneath. Some not all built, but some built really well. And we've got a yellow thing in the sky, which makes a beautiful end to the day. So I'll just show you this frame. I've got a bee in my suit. I can't use this honey to use for feed because, where's that gone? Ah, you little bit. I can't use this for honey to extract because it's had amatraz in the frames, but it's unlikely to contain any contaminants, but the rules are we can't have honey that has had amatraz there. So that's the rules. I'd rather not run the risk either. But it's good feed for next year. So the apprentice is doing all right. He's knocking it out, working quite hard. Anyone think he's actually done this already? So he's obviously he can stay for a bit longer.
Yay! More Desperado beer.
Taken off the double brood. We've done all this first, and we've just got these few to do. Almost every single comb is built. Look at this stuff. It's absolutely crazy. Look at that honey. Most of it's liquid, but I'm going to leave it in the frames. All that is basically built or partially built. Good investment. We got here, the weather's nice, and we'll get it finished tonight. Chris is just on a Zoom, believe it or not. This is amazing technology. We're in the middle of nowhere and he's on a Zoom to Canada. Anyway, we're just closing these up. We're taking the treatments out. And Bob's your ankle, Fanny's your aunt. The bees are done. Da, 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 da. Okay, so we are done. Look at this lot. This is all drawn out frames that is now free for us to put away. We're going to store them for the winter. This apiary is done. I'm super relieved because I wanted to make sure that this is done. The mouse guards are on. They've all got insulation on. Okay, you could say that we've broken the seal late, but we left the propolis around the outside and we've been careful to make sure we put everything back really well, and there's some weight on top of the roofs because they're wooden roofs, so they should be okay now. So there you go. We are working on the overhang, the new roof in front of the bottom barn, so I'll do a video about that soon. And Chris is here tomorrow. But today we're just going to post this video to show about how we have finally achieved what I set out to do in August when we had that massive flow. So job done. I'm really, really pleased it's worked out like it did. Catch you again soon. Bye for now.